Story: Legendary creatures in mythology. Now it's time to journey into a land of imagination, filled with wonder, grandeur, and beauty. Today, I'll take you on a journey into the legends of divine beasts and mythological creatures of the Western world. These creatures are not just stories, but symbols of courage, purity, and supernatural power. The dragon, the guardian of power and treasure. Let's begin with the greatest divine creature in the human imagination, the dragon. In Western mythology, it is often seen as a formidable enemy and a symbol of greed. Origin and greatness. Western dragons are often described as enormous reptiles with bat-like wings, scales, strength, and iron armor, and most terrifyingly, fire-breathing. Think of a burning castle, the sky shrouded in the shadows of giant swooping wings, and a roar that shakes the ground. The dragon represents chaos, which must be subdued by a brave knight. Treasure and greed. The dragon's primary motivation is treasure gathering. They often lie on piles of gold, gems, and magical items in deep caves or extinct volcanoes. For humans to access treasure, they must sacrifice their lives. This is the true test of a hero's courage and purity. 2. The unicorn, a symbol of purity. From the fierceness of the dragon, we meet a mythical beast that is the complete opposite, the unicorn, a mythical beast filled with elegance and beauty. Origins and specialties. The unicorn is described as a pure white horse with a single spiral horn in the center of its forehead. Its horn is not just an ornament, but a source of magical power. It is believed that the unicorn's horn, alicorn, has the ability to cure illness and remove all kinds of poison. Capture and conditions. Unicorns are animals that cannot be captured by force. They are agile and shy. Legend says that unicorns will only approach and entrust their trust to virgin maidens. This is why in the Middle Ages, hunters seeking its horn would use virgin maidens as bait. The unicorn is thus a symbol of purity, fragility, and power bestowed only upon the virtuous. 3. The griffin, guardian of heaven and earth. The griffin is a divine beast that combines the majesty of two animals, the eagle, king of the sky, and the lion, king of the forest. Origins and characteristics. The griffin has the body of a lion, the forelimbs of an eagle, and the head and wings of an eagle. The griffin thus symbolizes the merging of all supreme power. Duties and roles. In Greek and medieval legends, griffins are often seen as loyal guardians. Treasure keepers. Griffins are believed to protect gold mines or precious treasures in distant lands. They are guardians who cannot be bribed. Symbols of the king. Uniting the power of the sky and the earth, griffins are often used as symbols of kingship and divine power in emblems and various ornaments. Dragon, unicorn, and griffin are the essence of Western mythology. They teach us that the world is full of daunting challenges, the dragon, purity that must be preserved, the unicorn, and power that comes with responsibility, the griffin. Now I will take you on a deep dive to explore the mythical creatures of the sea, a kingdom beneath the surface, but filled with dangerous beauty and beasts waiting to destroy. 1. The mermaid, beauty that hides disaster. Mermaids have captured the human imagination for centuries, representing the charm and mystery of the sea. Origins and beauty. Mermaids are often depicted as beautiful women with the upper bodies of humans, but the tails of fish. Their hair may be golden or swaying seaweed. Mermaids often appear on rocks in the middle of the ocean, combing their hair with a golden comb and singing. Dangerous temptation. Mermaid songs are not for entertainment, but a trap. Legends say their melodious voices are so magical that they can captivate sailors, making them forget everything. Sailors who hear their songs are drawn to the rocks, and their ships are wrecked and sink to the bottom of the sea. Mermaids thus symbolize dangerous desires and the irresistible power of nature. Some legends believe that mermaids have souls like humans, while others say they are spirits of the sea, incapable of feeling. This mystery remains a subject of debate to this day. 2. The Kraken, a monster of the deep sea. If mermaids are dangerous beauty, the Kraken is pure terror of the ocean. Origin and enormity. The Kraken originates from Norwegian folklore. It is described as a giant squid of incredible size. Imagine tentacles as long and thick as the hull of a ship, capable of engulfing and crushing entire warships to the bottom of the sea in an instant. Its appearance is often mistaken for a floating island because its size is beyond the human mind's imagination. Its duties and destruction. The Kraken does not harbor a direct grudge against humans, but rather it is the wrath of the sea. It destroys anything that crosses its borders. Stories of mysterious ships disappearing in the deep sea are often blamed on Kraken attacks. It is a creature that reminds humans that they are insignificant compared to the power of the ocean. 3. The Leviathan, a monster from the Bible. We will conclude our list of sea monsters with a greater divine beast than the Kraken, and its origins are in the Bible, Leviathan. Religious origins. The Leviathan is mentioned in the Bible, especially in the book of Job. It is described as the greatest and most terrifying sea monster that no one except God can defeat. Characteristics and powers. The Leviathan is often interpreted as a water dragon or a giant sea serpent. Its skin is so hard that swords and spears cannot harm it. Its mouth spews fire and smoke. It represents the chaos and uncontrollable evil forces of the deep sea. Its role in the end of the world. According to belief, the Leviathan will be destroyed by God at the end of the world to symbolize the conquest of all evil. The Mermaid, the Kraken, and the Leviathan are divine beasts that teach us that the sea is a place filled with dreams, beauty, and horror. They teach us that there are many hidden and powerful beings in this world. We just have to dare to look into the darkness.
After we dive into the deep sea, now I will take you to meet creatures imbued with immortality, wonder, and mystery of nature and the spirit world. We will delve deeper into the story of the phoenix, born from ashes, and the fairies, the tiny spirits who dwell in the secret realm. The phoenix, a symbol of immortality and rebirth. No divine beast teaches a new beginning is as good as the phoenix. It's the greatest legend of the ancient world. Origins and wonders. The phoenix has its origins in the Egyptian, as Bennu, and Greek legends. It is described as a large, beautiful bird with fiery red, gold, and purple feathers. It is not just an animal, it is a god in the form of a bird. The eternal cycle of life. The phoenix does not die of disease or old age, but when it senses its time, it flies to a sacred temple or builds a nest of fragrant herbs and incense, and then it sets itself on fire. In times of intense heat, its body turns to ashes, but the magic is, from that ashes, a new perfect phoenix emerges. Spiritual role. The phoenix represents hope, resurrection, and triumph over time. It teaches humans that even when life encounters a crisis that consumes everything, you can always rise up and start anew. The fairies, spirits living in the hidden realm. From the greatest creatures, we meet the smallest yet most mysterious creatures in Celtic and European mythology. Origins and background. Fairies are often described as tiny, transparent, insect-like creatures, but they possess immense power. Some legends say fairies are fallen angels who were not good enough to live in heaven, nor evil enough to go to hell, and thus must live in the human world. Parallel worlds. Fairies reside in the fairy kingdom, a parallel world hidden in nature. They exist behind the thin veil of the human world, deep in the forest, beneath ancient mounds, or in mushroom rings. Time in the fairy kingdom moves slower than the human world. If you wander into their kingdom for just one night, when you return, decades may have passed in the human world. Good and evil. Fairies aren't always kind. They have fickle moods. On the good side, they may grant blessings, bestow good fortune, or help with housework. On the bad side, they can steal things, get you lost in the forest, or even kidnap human babies and replace them with children, changeling, who look like human children but are actually fairies. Rituals and rules for coexistence. Interacting with a phoenix isn't complicated because we don't often encounter them, but coexisting with fairies has its own rules to keep in mind. Important taboo. You should never openly thank fairies or give them gifts made of iron, because iron is believed to weaken the fairies' powers. Saying thank you openly may make them feel insulted and angry. Making a wish. If you want help from fairies, you must barter. You may need to leave them milk, honey, or bread as an offering. This is a promise that requires honesty. If you break your promise, you will be cursed. Phoenixes and fairies are mythical creatures that embody the power of transformation and the mystery of the spirit world around us. They teach us that magic isn't just about the grand scale, but also lies in the small details of nature. From now on, I'll take you on a journey into the hybrid creatures of Greek mythology. We'll delve into the story of the graceful yet fierce centaurs and the imprisoned minotaur. Centaurs. Wisdom that lies beneath instinct. Centaurs are some of the most fascinating hybrid creatures in Greek mythology. They have the upper half of a human, including the head and torso, and the lower half of a horse. Origin and habitat. Centaurs are believed to be descended from Ixion and the cloud-like goddess Hera. They inhabit the forests of Thessaly and are a free-spirited people who dislike human rules. Internal conflict. Centaurs symbolize the conflict within humanity. Instinctively, centaurs are often characterized as aggressive, violent, and unrestrained. They enjoy drinking and using force. Fights between centaurs and humans often occur when centaurs are seduced by wine and women. In terms of intelligence, Chiron, but there was one centaur who was completely different. Chiron was the wisest, most virtuous centaur and the teacher of many Greek heroes, such as Hercules and Achilles. Chiron showed that primal instincts can be controlled by wisdom. Spiritual role. Centaurs teach us how close the beast within us is and how much reason we must use to control it. The Minotaur, a demon born of a curse. From the conflict of the centaurs, we discover the tragedy and terrible fate of the Minotaur. A shameful birth. The Minotaur had the body of a man, but the head of a bull. He was not born of a god, but born of a curse. Poseidon, enraged by King Minos of Crete, cursed his wife to fall in love with the sacred bull. The Minotaur was thus born from this abominable crossbreeding. Confined in the labyrinth, the Minotaur was a ferocious, ravenous monster. King Minos, reluctant to slay his disgraced son, instead ordered the construction of an intricate labyrinth designed by the great craftsman Daedalus to imprison the beast forever. Every 9 years, a tribute of 7 young Athenian couples would be sent into the labyrinth to feed the Minotaur. The end and the hero. The Minotaur met his end at the hands of the hero Theseus. He used his courage and, most importantly, the thread, aided by Minos' daughter, Ariadne, to find his way out of the labyrinth. Conclusion and the legacy of the hybrids. These hybrid divine creatures were a powerful tool in Greek storytelling. Centaurs teach the balance between wisdom and intuition. Minotaurs teach the terrifying consequences of pride and disobedience to the gods. Our exploration of mythical creatures and mysterious beings has come to an end. We've journeyed through realms of immortality, evil, and magic. After listening, you may gain some insights in life. In kindness, friendship, and friendship, there may be evil lurking.